I'm going to tell you a story that actually happened to me. So this is not something I heard. This is actually something that happened to me.
Sure.
As I said, I'm born and raised in California. And I remember when I was in my very, very early 20s, I went to LA Community College. And I decided that I wanted to start taking some college classes, just to kind of take some classes and start my college career or whatever. And there were a bunch of Latina administrators that were there. And I'm, really ready, I'm going to take some courses and so forth and so on to start my pathway on my degrees. And I was told that I couldn't get any of the benefits. And I said, why not? Why can't I get any of the grants or the free college, all this free books and all this other stuff that they give to who? Latinos, and particularly because we're talking about California. So Mexicans,
yep.
Okay?
100%.
And she told me because I didn't have any children. And I said, well, why would you punish me for not having children and having another mouth to feed, which would be another something that I need benefits for? That doesn't make any sense. Why would I be punished for that? And she told me, those are just the rules. And I said, well, are there any kind of like Black female lady grants or something? Like, it's got to be something. She said, no. When I left, I was so discouraged. And I called my mother because it took me a while because I was like, I had already had a job and everything. And so I was like, I don't need to go to school and whatever. So it took me a while to kind of gear up to go to college. And I called my mother and I was crying. And I said, mother, it's a damn shame that after all of this praying and all this stuff, I still can't go to school, but the Mexicans can come in and go to school with no problem. They go to school for free. They get free books. They get free housing. They get free everything. And I, as a American Black citizen, can get absolutely nothing. That is our problem.
Yep. And
that is our problem. It's not necessarily a race thing. It's a goddamn citizen thing.
Yeah.